we're going to do now is start working on install. So previously we've downloaded MAMP and we've also downloaded WordPress. We have the Apache server working and we have PHP working. We have a start page. And so what we're going to do now is on our web browser, we're going to go back to MAMP. We're going to go to Open Web Start Page. Going to go to my website. We're going to click on WP HR test. All right, so now we have an install here. This is the first page you'll see when you go to install a new website with WordPress. All right, so we're going to hit continue in English or whatever language you'd like to do. All right, so we have a database name, a username, a password, and a database host. We'll need this information to configure WP minus sign or that. I guess it's a minus sign they call it. I'm not really sure. Config.php. All right, so now we have a couple things we need to talk about on this. The database name is going to be whatever we name it. All right, the username and password is going to be root. Both of them are going to be root. That's a standard default for MAMP. At least on the Mac version. The PC version, I don't know. I'm hoping it's going to be consistent. So we have to make a database name. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to MAMP. No, you want to keep that. Keep where that's at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, keep that at. We're going to go back to MAMP. All right, that's cool. We can go there. You're fine. Okay, so now we're on that page, right?
Right.
We're going to go to tools. We're going to say PHP my admin. Remember we talked about this earlier being our database. You remember seeing that from earlier?
Yep.
All right, and we talked about database, SQL, etc., right? So we're going to click on the database. All right, here we're going to make us a database. Exciting, right? All right, so currently your website is WP HR test. All right, you can use the same name if you'd like. I would suggest for security purposes, you make it a different name. You can,
just to play the trick.
You can, if you want to. You don't have to on your root server, as long as you don't have any information that somebody is willing to steal. So, because when you upload it to your host, when we do a transfer, chances are your host may have a software in the SQL database that will automatically encrypt it. It is a good chance. Education companies, education IT people usually have it already. So it's one of those things that you don't have to do, but you can. So if you want to name the database, database 1, database 2, or it kind of encrypted a little bit, you can. You don't have to on your root server. Now, things will change when we transfer it when the site goes live.
Okay.
So for this exercise, let's go ahead and name it WP HR test.
So this one default, that should be good.
That's fine. where it's at.
Great.
Okay, hit create. All right, if you notice on the left side of the screen, WP HR is there now. So you can click on that. And you notice it's empty. There's no tables found in the database.
Right.
Not one bit, right? So now we have a database. We know what our root is. And we're going to go ahead and tell WordPress to put data there. So we're going to go back to where the WordPress config is in your browser. That's right. We're going to hit let go. Let's go. All right. So we're going to put our database name there. All right. Our username is going to be root. And our password should be root. All right. Yeah.
That should be okay.
Local. All right. Yeah, localhost is going to be our, now here it says prefix table. This is another one that will change in some, when you move it to a host, for security purposes. This one right here, you can name the, if you change the table here, it does add a little bit extra security, but for this project, we really don't have to. If you want to, you can, but this project is not necessary.
So should I take it out?
Yeah, but also if you wanted to do, no, just keep it there, WP. But if you wanted to run multiple websites off this, you can also change it too. But we're not going to worry about that right now.
Okay.
We're going to hit submit. All right, cool. Right now we have a brand spanking new WordPress. Now WordPress want to communicate with the database. If you're ready, it's time now. So we're going to go ahead and run the installation. Here we're going to name our website. We're going to have a username. All right. Another security thing you could do is instead of just doing admin, you can do admin HR. Adding the next step right here, you do HR or a number or whatever. This too helps with security versus admin.
You mean the WordPress admin?
Yeah, yeah. So this is an admin, right? But some people say username admin, right? And that's what they use. Well, if you just put two more or one more, like admin one or whatever, that also helps with some security. Yeah, any of that stuff will help. The reason being is because they have these bots that try to find, randomly hit it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So that's password. Now that's a great password right there. Right. You can use that, but if you're going to do that, make sure you copy username and password into a notepad. That way you have it. I like my passwords on my root are real simple, but because that's just because it's not live.
Okay, might as well do that too, just in case I forgot.
Yeah, yeah. Put that in there.
Okay.
All right. So we got that. Now is your email. All right. So this needs to be your email address that you want the admin to have. This is going to be the top of the top.
Like the SQL Server sysadmin. Kind of.
This is going to be the admin. This is going to be if you ever lose your password and you need to get it recovered, or you need more access, whoever wants ultimate access to the WordPress site, not the SQL, this is where this goes.
Okay.
Now, some businesses or organizations does not want the search engine indexing their website for whatever reason. It's private, right?
Yes.
There's some of them that want that. And that's fine. And so if they want that, all they have to do is click that search engine visibility. That will put code into the HTA. The HT access file says don't index this. But for this project, we're not going to worry about that. We are going to go ahead and leave that unchecked and hit install WordPress. Congratulations, you have installed WordPress. Now, before we go log in, I want to go back to the database, the PHP my admin. Open web start page.
I'm sorry?
Open web start page at the bottom, in the middle of MAMP.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. No. I'm going to go to Tools, My PHP Admin. All right. So go ahead and click on where your database is on the left, left corner. No, right. Yeah, that's fine. It's also right there. Yes, right there. All right. So this right here are our tables. So go ahead and double click on WP HR test. Okay. This section right here is our database. So all our information is going to go into here.
What kind of information? Like user table or down the row, or it's content?
Everything.
I know content.
Everything. Users, email addresses for subscription, login passwords.
I see.
Everything that the website stores will be in here. All right, so I want to go over this a little bit. This is part of a course is going over this, so we'll just go, since it's really simple right now, I want to go over what we have now a little bit.
Okay.
All right, WP comments, meta, and comments. They're going to be the comment stuff that people post and the metadata that goes in it. So you can browse that a little bit. There should be one already in there, and it's going to be from, it's like a commentator, like an introduction example. Yeah, there it is. You know, if you look down, there's going to be links. There shouldn't be anything in there. The next one is going to be options.
This guy.
Yeah, we're going to browse that. Now here, we're going to go over this a little bit. All right. There's 3 areas we're going to be working in a little bit, just to kind of give you an idea of how this works. All right. You see it says site URL?
Yes.
All right. That right there will do, those two will need a match so that the site URL and the home page are together. So if you transfer the site and you say you upload the SQL database to to a database, right? You'd have to go back and change these 2 areas to match the URL.
Okay.
Make sense?
Makes sense. Yep.
Okay, cool. If you scroll down just a little bit, you'll see your email address. You see your email address number 6? All right. Yeah. So if you want to change your email address, you can do that there.
Okay.
It's for the admin, any of them. All right.
Yep.
It's options. You go down to the next one. It's post meta. That's going to be information about your post.
Oh, there you go. I have to go back. How do I go back?
Oh, you can look if you want to look at that a little bit more.
Right here. Yeah, that's fine. So,
all right, and then post. That's actually going to be the post. You know, there may be one in there, or there's it look like there's a 3. Okay, so there's 3. So these are posts and pages. So they're going to be in there. If you wanted, you can actually add. If you really wanted to get like codey and nerdy or whatever, you can actually make web your but you're gonna have to know code. You can actually make your posts and your pages from here. But we're not gonna do all that. We're gonna do it from WordPress.
Okay.
Same thing with the if you go down the WT term meta, we're not gonna be using that right here, but we will, and we won't be using those at all actually, but we will be.
Okay.
Those are categories, like categories of blogs, stuff like that. Term relationships, there's a relationship between the platforms, different posts and stuff like that. The one that we would need to look at more are, we'll talk about the taxonomy shortly, but the username. You see where it says usernames? All right. This right here, you'll be able to, if you click on that. All right. Very important. Like, see, you wanted to say, for instance, you can't get your email. You're trying to change your password, stuff like that, right? Or you've lost something and you want to hurry up and change your password real quick versus doing email or whatever. You see where it says your login is there? User login.
User login.
It says admin HR 101.
Right.
The first one, yeah. Okay, you see the next one down?
Right.
That's an encryption, okay? And in order, we would say you wanted to change your password. You're going to go and click where it says user pass that it says voucher 5255. You see that drop down box?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna click on that. You're gonna go all the way down to it should be M5, I think. Make sure. MD5 is what you're looking for.
MD5.
Should be alphabetical.
This one?
That's right. So you click on that. You're going to type in your new password where the encryption is. But you don't have to do that right now. I'm just going to tell you how. And then you hit go.
So what does that mean? It's like,
that's how you change your user password from the database. Versus doing an email and putting a new email in. You can just do it from right here and then go right back to it. So it's just one of those nerdy ways.
I see. Straight from here.
That will encrypt it. All
Isn't
right.
it already encrypted?
Yeah, it's already encrypted. That's the encryption.
Okay.
Very cool, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, easy. You can show that to a trick to a 2 or 3 year old, 2 or 3, maybe 5 WordPress. I'm like, oh wow, you know how to do that? All right. All right, so we can go ahead and get out of that. I just wanted to kind of go over that a little bit.
Okay.
And now we can go back to our website where we can log in. Hey, we got a website.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now do you know how to go get into the back end?
From here,
Yeah.
like,
So what we're gonna do is, you see where it says localhost WP HR test / right? The / put in WP minus
like that.
admin. Yes. All right, cool. So you already have your username and something already done. So you can go ahead and log in. You click log in. All right. So I think this is kind of where the book starts. We've done, at this point, we know how to install it on our local. We know we know a little bit about the database. Are you still there? Okay, so we got a few minutes. Come back in a second. So today I'm teaching a class on WordPress, and we are going to do some brand strategy stuff today too. So very cool things are going on right now. And what I am seeing is a lot of cool new plugins and software to help WordPress maximize its potential. Over the few past years, WordPress has had a lot of little things that made it appealing, but also not so appealing, and more developer type stuff now. But now it's an easy to use thing that anybody can just manage and update their website. Don't really need a lot of knowledge so much to say. Stay tuned. I got more stuff coming up, and we're going to build one today. So if you're building a website, so you want to build a website and you're trying to think, okay, my market is I'm a restaurant, or I'm a concrete builder, or I'm a doctor. I have a practice. The formula for the strategy is still the same. It's research. So what kind of food do you offer in your market? What kind of concrete that makes you special? Researching to see what the potential is online or what people are looking for is part of the strategy. Knowing who your customer is or what their needs are and focusing on them is your strategy. Like, how can I better fulfill their needs? So when I do this, I really think about what tools I'm going to use. So if I'm doing research, I'm using